Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Lunchtime Digest. My name is Hayley, and I'm with the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. Hopefully, you all had a peaceful and safe holiday week last week. We are kicking off the month right with our first Monday Lunchtime Digest on December 1st, 2025. And so let's start off by talking about what's going on in the world of mental health. And so I came across a really interesting study today in Science Direct. It was outlining a recent study published in the JAMA Open Network that looked at the treatment of ADHD in preschoolers. So these are kiddos ages 3 to 5. And so, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, the recommendation for kiddos between the ages of 3 and 5 who've been diagnosed with ADHD is to first receive 6 months of behavioral health therapy before medication is tried. And according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, what they recommend is 6 months of basically behavior-based parent management training, where parents help kiddos to learn how to transition or abide by a schedule and work on building a positive relationship with the kiddo and help them to develop healthy coping strategies. And so, what this study did was, it outlined what the recommendations of the American Academy of Pediatrics are, and then it examined what was the treatment that 9,700 kiddos with ADHD received. And what they found was that of the 9,700 kiddos who they studied who had a diagnosis of ADHD, 42% of those kiddos were prescribed medication within 30 days of their diagnosis. And where this is problematic is a couple of things that the study pointed out. Number one, the research suggests that when kiddos are given ADHD medication before the age of 5, it's actually metabolized quite differently than after the age of 5, so 6 and up. And what happens is whenever it's metabolized differently, what we often see is an increase in negative side effects in kiddos under the age of 5 or 5 and under, and also a higher risk of treatment failure, which means that kiddos might be put on medication that, parents or kiddos or school professionals might deem that, hey, the side effects are not outweighing the benefits of this medication, or the medication might not be seem to be working at all. And so maybe this medication might have been helpful whenever the kiddo was a little bit older, but being that they're having so many side effects under the age of 5, we see a lot of treatment failure. And so what this study suggested is what needs to happen is, being that so many kiddos are prescribed medication first, whenever behavioral therapies for this age group should be the primary intervention use, is they suggested that more more effort is put into educating pediatricians on what is the gold standard protocol for these kiddos. Now, it did outline that, after the age of 5, so 6 and up, a combination of medication and behavioral-based therapies may be helpful, but really for this age group in particular, behavior-based therapies need to be implemented first. And so I feel like that's a really helpful thing for us to kind of keep in mind, not that we can, as LPCs or master's level mental health providers, not that we can necessarily give medication advice to our families, but if we are, maybe part of a treatment team, or maybe we are working with, a provider, an outpatient, maybe a kid's psychiatrist or kid's pediatrician, maybe we can give them a little bit of information about what the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends, and maybe talk about how we can work together to best serve this kiddo. And so that was a really interesting information. I know that I worked a lot with, especially when I worked in the mental health hospital setting, I worked with a lot of kiddos who are young and had that diagnosis of ADHD. And I feel like this is really helpful, and maybe having these conversations with those treatment teams about what might be the most effective way to help these kiddos and families out. And so that's what's going on in the world of mental health. Let's talk about what's going on in the world of Oklahoma Counseling Institute. As you guys know, this week is a busy week. I know that I've talked about it the last few weeks, because starting this Wednesday, Wednesday, December 3rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m., we are having our monthly Whimsical Wednesdays. And so Whimsical Wednesdays is a time for mental health therapists to meet, to gather, to have fun, to hang out, to de-stress, and maybe even play some games to win some free continuing education. And so if you'd like to join us, we are meeting again this Wednesday, December 3rd from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And this time we're going to be meeting at the Sound Bar in OKC. That's at 712B North Broadway in OKC. So I have not been to the Sound Bar myself, but I've heard lots of good things about it. At the Sound Bar, they play vinyl records, so they have different themes of music each night. And so come hang out with us, listen to some music, relax, play a game, and just let's enjoy each other's company. And so again, you can join us this Wednesday, December 3rd from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Also this week, we are happy to announce we are having our winter webinar weekend. So our I guess this will be our 5th annual winter webinar weekend will take place this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, December 4th, 5th, and 6th. And so we're going to offer 18 hours of live CEs. This is your last chance to get live CEs with us before the end of the year. And so if you are needing those live CEs or you need those ethics or supervision credit, please join us this winter webinar weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Again, it's 18 hours of CEs with opportunity to earn up to 3 hours of ethics, 3 hours of supervision, 3 hours of strength-based, 3 hours of addiction counseling, and much more. And so you can join us for all 18 hours. We actually have a winter webinar package right now that's open for members. And so if you'd like to sign up for all 18 hours of CEs, you can save over $150 on registration by becoming a member and registering for the whole package, or you can buy just the courses that you need. Of course, members save $20 on registration. And so if you're not a member, you can go to counselinginstitute.org, click on the membership tab, and learn how you can become a member today. Membership is free for the first 30 days. And after that, it's a reasonable $50 per year for professionals. But in my opinion, it pays for itself quickly. And so go to counselinginstitute.org today, learn about membership, to sign up for the individual courses this week, or to register for our winter webinar package. Also on counselinginstitute.org, we have an entire catalog of on-demand trainings. I think as of today, we're up to 82 on-demand trainings with over 250 hours of CEs. We have ethics, supervision, strength-based, addictions counseling specific, general, and much, much more. And so if you need just a couple more CEUs to finish up renewal before the end of the year, or if you're getting a head start, or if you're just now getting started, either way, that's okay. We're a one-stop shop for all of your CEU needs. So go to counselinginstitute.org to learn more. And so that's what's going on this week in particular, OCI. Let's talk about Edmond Counseling and Professional Development. And so we have a lot of events going on at Edmond Counseling every single week. So on Tuesdays, we have our very own Amanda Beck. Amanda Beck, if you go to edmondcounseling.com/pain, you can have all the information about her free chronic pain support group. And so this free chronic pain support group occurs in person or online on Tuesday nights. You can go to edmondcounseling.com/pain to learn more. It is free for the community. Folks don't have to do an intake process or anything like that. They can show up, or they can give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we can send them more information. But again, that's a free chronic pain support group run by our very own Amanda Beck every Tuesday in person and online. On Wednesdays, we also have Smart Friends and Family. And so Smart Friends and Family, or Family and Friends, Smart Family and Friends is Smart Answer to Al-Anon. And so if you have a client or you know someone who has a loved one who is experiencing the stress or the problems that stem from addiction, you can send them to Smart Family and Friends. It is a free support group that's based off the CRAFT model. And so it is a group that empowers attendees to learn skills, to learn boundary setting strategies, to help them help themselves, as well as ways to support their loved one as they are beginning their hopefully addiction treatment process. And so you can learn more about Smart Recovery at smartedmond.com. Because that being said, on Thursday nights, we also offer our general Smart Recovery. That is also in person online. We are proud to say we are the longest running Smart group in Edmond with, I think we're at 11 years now. Actually, it's the longest running Smart group in Oklahoma in general. And so 11 years strong. You can go to smartedmond.com to find all the information about Smart Recovery and Smart Friends and Family. At Edmond Counseling Professional Development, as you all know, we also offer other things such as organizational wellness trainings and career assessments. And so if you would like to have more information about our career assessments, maybe you have a client who might be feeling stuck, maybe they're wanting to transition to a new job, or maybe they are leaving college and want to determine what's next, you can refer them to us for our career assessments. Send them to edmondcounseling.com to learn more. And again, if your organization could be needing some wellness trainings, maybe on burnout prevention or anything like that, again, send them to go to edmondcounseling.com to learn more about our trainings. And so as always, we have many, many things that we offer at Edmond Counseling and Professional Development and the Oklahoma Counseling Institute. And I also know that I'm a fast talker. And so if you have any questions, anything we went over, send me an email, hello@edmondcounseling.com, or shoot me a text, give me a call at 405-440-3034. And so I really, really appreciate you all watching today. And so we really appreciate those who supported and watched us last week too, including this week's winner, Stephanie Jones. Yay, Stephanie. So, Stephanie, send me an email, shoot me a text. Let me know which on demand course you would like from our catalog. You can find all of our courses on counselinginstitute.org. And if you'd like to be like Stephanie and you'd like to be entered into the drawing for next week's prize, you can do one of three or all three things. You can like this post, you can share this post, or you can answer today's question. Every time you do one of those three things, not only do you help us grow, to help us be seen by others, you also get entered into the drawing for next week's prize. And so this week's question is, drumroll please, share your favorite soup recipe. So I guess it's not really a question. Maybe I can ask it as a question. What is your favorite soup recipe? Today is the first day of December. It is a high of 32 degrees here in Edmond, America. It is a chilly day. It is definitely some soup weather. And so share in the comments, what is your favorite soup recipe? You can type it out. You can just say it. Maybe you don't know grandma's secret recipe for a soup, but you like that. Let us know, what is your favorite soup, or share your favorite soup recipe. Mine in particular is one that I kind of created with my mother-in-law last week. And so went over to her house for Thanksgiving and we made a roasted butternut squash soup. So we roasted some butternut squash in the oven, blended it with veggie broth, added a little salt and pepper, and that was it. I couldn't believe how simple the recipe was, how easy it was, how flavorful it was. And so that's my new favorite soup recipe, and I'm probably going to make it a couple more times before the end of the month. And so share your favorite recipe. Again, every time you like, share, comment, you not only help us grow and help us be seen by others, but you also get entered into next week's drawing. But as always, thank you all so much for watching today. Hope you have a safe and warm week. Hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. Hopefully you'll join us Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But otherwise, we'll see you next week.